Hello, and we are back at Green Park.
Yes, we are back at Green Park,
and welcome to the final part
yes,
of
part
the
number
Jubilee
5.
Line Eras Tour.
Part number 5. And now we get onto the biggie, the Jubilee Line extension.
Yes, which is probably my favourite part of the Jubilee Line.
Yes, mine too, by far in a stretch. So we're going to get 2 stations on the line, plus the end of Stratford, and that is Canada Water and West Ham.
Yes, and we've chosen those 2 stations because of specific architectural differences they have that make them really unique and stand out from other stations on the line.
Yes, we have.
So, I think it's time that we take one more leap in time, 20 more years into the future.
To 1999.
To 1999.
And our train approaches, taking us to the Jubilee Line extension.
Hello and welcome to Canada Water.
Yes, we're here at Canada Water, and this is probably my and also your favourite part of not just the Jubilee Line, but the entire tube in general.
It's just amazing.
It is.
And
it's gorgeous.
It really sort of shows you what the tube, what the London Underground could really be like. Because let's not forget, London Underground is probably the most famous metro system in the world.
It is.
And
yes.
It's honestly in a bit of a state of disrepair. It's nothing like New York's, which is just absolutely shambolic.
Yeah.
But it's still in a state of disrepair. And the Jubilee Line extension is an example of what it could be like if some attention was properly paid to the maintenance and care of the tube.
Oh, definitely. But yeah, as I said, it is mine and yours favourite part of the tube. I love the architecture and the designs they went for when they were designing, because you might think, oh, Jubilee Line, all stations are the same. No, every single station is different in some way.
Yeah.
They all have the same kind of like design style to them, like the kind of like grey, kind of industrial feel to them, which is very, very symbolic. It's not a historic part of the Jubilee Line extension. Kind of industrial, modernist kind of architecture style, kind of like almost like kind of modern brutalism.
Yeah.
You have exposed concrete on the ceilings, kind of exposed pipework, electrics, fluorescent lighting. It looks kind of like industrious, but it's done in a way where it looks really epic.
Yeah, it feels like you're sort of like in like a subterranean submarine city.
Oh yeah, it does.
It feels so much like something out of Star Trek Enterprise.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you haven't watched Star Trek Enterprise.
No, I haven't, so I don't roast in the comments for that, by the way.
But essentially, Star Trek Enterprise is the show that came before. It's a prequel show, so it was filmed way after the original series, but it's set before it. And I'll put some screenshots of it on screen now. You'll see it mirrors this style.
Yeah, it does.
Like
the style here, it's
so much like Star Trek Enterprise.
And again, the style has become iconic with this part of the Jubilee Line, like kind of iconic JLE with its famous architecture. But now we have to go into not just the architecture, but also the history of this section.
Yes.
So the reason why these stations, the extension is so long, it goes all the way from Westminster to Stratford, and also looks so grand, is because it was mostly funded by a private company.
Yes, it was.
The Canary Wharf Development, where mostly the people funding this section of the line. TfL obviously had some input, but the route and everything was kind of set out by the Canary Wharf Development Fund, because they wanted to get people from the mainline terminals at London Bridge and Waterloo into the heart of Canary Wharf, and also just link up to Stratford, where you could also be able to connect from like the Great Eastern destinations. Yes, and one of the things that's great about the Jubilee Line extension, it's the only place on the tube that has this, and that's platform edge doors. And you'll have to see now as this train pulls in, the platform edge doors. Oh, move your head. There we go. Activating, and there's like kind of like orange and white lights pop up to tell you that the doors are opening. Yeah, they're essentially a bit like an interlock on a mainline train. Yes, they are essentially like that. So as this train leaves, you'll see the platform edge doors behind us. You've probably seen them opening up.
Yeah.
Had a quick cut by, sorting up my arm, which was hurting a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the only place in the tube where it happens, and that's because the 96 stock, which is the current stock using the Jubilee Line, and the Jubilee Line extension were kind of made for each other.
Yes.
Prior to the 96 stock coming on Jubilee Line, it was 1983 stock, it was, I believe?
Yeah.
83 stock, that was it. And they were essentially like a small tube version of the D stock. However,
Yeah.
they were the most unreliable pieces of shit under the gun ever ordered.
Yeah.
And they only lasted like 10 years, 15 years.
They were not good.
They were not good.
But what the platform edge doors do allow for, and this is a really big thing, what the platform edge doors do allow for is much more safe.
Yes, they're a
much
lot safer.
It's much quicker.
Yeah, so trains can actually leave and depart stations with platform edge doors a lot faster than they normally would. Like you see a 96 stock come in and out of the station like an absolute can of beans.
Yeah.
They really do whiz about. They do really put the beans in.
Yeah, like I really love the addition of the platform edge doors.
Yeah.
Plus it makes it more accessible. It
Yeah.
reduces the risk of people
Well,
having
yeah,
their
okay,
arms
here's-
getting trapped in the doors as well.
Yeah, it does.
Because obviously you see the platform edge doors closing, you know, okay, the train doors are going to close like 2 seconds after that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, and it definitely makes it just an overall safer place to be on the tube, because
Oh yeah.
other sections you are literally standing over live third rail.
But for some
Well,
reason,
fourth rail.
only the kind of subsurface underground stations have platform edge doors. The above ground stations on the Jubilee Line extension, that being Stratford, Ham Street, not Ham
West
Street.
Ham.
That being Stratford, West Ham, and Canning Town, they don't.
Yes.
Whereas you look at the new systems that are opening up, like the Sydney Metro in Australia, they have platform edge doors, and I say Japan as well, they have platform edge doors on every single part.
So
It's kind of like platform gates, I think they're referred to over
what
there.
we can hope for is with the 24 stocks is, since they are 24 stocks, hopefully they have been designed with platform edge doors in mind.
Yes.
So they will
hopefully.
put them on like the Piccadilly line and whatever lines they put them on. Please, for the love of God, put them on the Victoria line. I hate the 09 stock.
Yeah, I can concur. But and say if the Bakerloo line extension, which is slowly but surely getting somewhere now.
Yeah.
If that happens, then they'll be able to. They'll probably order the trains at the same time as the extension, because obviously we'll need more anyway for the extension. Hopefully the new Bakerloo line extensions, like down to like kind of New Cross, Lewisham, Old Kent Road, they will all have platform edge doors too, which will be great.
And what I really hope with the Bakerloo line extension is that when they're building the stations, because obviously they haven't planned anything like that out yet,
No, they
they've
haven't,
just
no.
finished the route,
They've only just
What I
finished out
hope
where the route is going to be.
is that they pay attention not only to what happened with the Jubilee line extension and how good that looks, but I hope that the architecture of the Bakerloo line extension sort of mirrors and sort of makes a modernised version of what the architecture on the current Bakerloo line is.
So Canada Water is a new station,
Yes.
opened in 1999. However, a railway alignment here goes back a long way.
Yes.
To Brunel days.
Yes, the Old
because-
Brunel Tunnel.
Yes, because above us is the East London line.
Yes, which
Which is
TfL
now
have now
Overground Line,
renamed
which-
to the Windrush, which is a
which
terrible
which
name.
is formerly a London Underground line using A stock.
Yes.
And the reason why the station here exists is A, for the Canada Water, but also to provide interchange with the East London line, which is what it
Yes.
did. Now, prior to 2007, both platforms had these kind of like red roundels here. But now, obviously, since the Overground's taken over those sections up there, the platforms upstairs, it now has an orange roundel.
Yes.
But I believe there are actually some lifts here that still refer to them as the East London line.
Yes,
and they
there
haven't
are.
been changed over. Obviously, all the signage at platform level has changed, like Windrush line, platform 3, platform 4.
There
Northern
are a
Malarkey.
few. I noticed one at North Greenwich where it said the East London line on.
Yes, there are still a few knocking about. They haven't changed all of them, which, they've had, what, 15, 16, 17 years to sort it out, but they haven't done it yet.
And then we get the new Overground line names. Like, did they really need to spend that much taxpayer money on making new names for lines that already have existing and very well functional names?
Yes, Goblin Line, Gospel Oak Barking Line, East London Line serves East London, North London Line serves North London, Watford DC Line goes to Watford.
Yeah.
They just made sense. And the thing is, that wasn't just a name used by rail enthusiasts. Commuters lose them. And actually, I
Yes.
saw a video the current Liberty Line, the Roman shuttle, people on that line used to refer to it as a push-pull line.
Yeah.
It went back and forth, back and forth. It was a push-pull line.
Yeah.
So they had names, but no, we want to name them something else.
It's stupid.
Yeah,
It's completely stupid.
But yeah, we will have a now a quick brush up over to the overground platforms.
Yes, so we're going to show you the historic Brunel Tunnel.
Yes.
And we'll also discuss a bit more about why we think if they were going to actually change the names, they should have called the Brunel Line.
Yeah, so we will see you up at the overground platforms.
We'll see you at the overground platforms.
So we're here at platform 4 at Canada Water,
Yes.
which, as you can see by the orange, well, don't know how well it comes to come, but it's orange, overground platforms.
Yes.
Now these platforms, now the line that we're on is the old East London
Tube line.
Yeah, East London Underground line, which had a stock on it
Yeah.
When the Jubilee line came here in 1999, they're like, oh, okay, there's an East London line here. We might as well just pop some platforms on to make an interchange. And that's what they did.
Yes.
It was only an underground line for 7-8 years. In 2007, it closed to be converted to London Overground with class 378 trains, which one of them is arriving here.
Oh my god, it's an overground train?
Yeah, and honestly, they're an improvement over the A-Stock. I've got to admit, they are very, very cool. I like them. So yeah, this was added in 1999 to coincide with the Jubilee Line extension opening. To add a connection.
This is why we also think that the Windrush line is a stupid name. And if they were going to name them different names, they should have named this the Brunel line, because if you turn that way, that is the Brunel Tunnel.
But over there, just after Rotherhithe and Wapping, there's Rotherhithe Station, which is literally like 3 meters down that way. Literally, if you stand on the platform, you can see Rotherhithe Station from here.
Yeah.
And then between Rotherhithe and Wapping, which is the station after that, is the Brunel's famous Thames Tunnel, the first underwater Thames crossing that there ever was.
Yeah.
That's a sentence.
First underwater, main big tunnel thing.
Yes, it was. It was a big deal when it opened.
Big up Isambard Kingdom Brunel. What a lad.
Yeah.
Top shagger.
Top lad. And that's the kind of history of this section. And with the Jubilee line as well, there were more stations which we'll get to where they had more interchanges. So, for example, London Bridge with obviously Northern Line and everything.
Yes.
And they were Canning Town, and then where we're going to go to next, which is West Ham.
And the Jubilee line's really convenient route was designed by the Canary Wharf Company.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, to make it the most convenient route humanly possible.
It was, and that's the reason why. Unfortunately, old Charing Cross Jubilee line closed, because in order to get to Westminster and Waterloo, they had to kind of do if they wanted to keep Charing Cross open, they had to do a really wacky turnaround route, which would mean that they'd have to go a bit slower. So they're like, we'll just cut this and we'll get rid of it.
Yeah. But, so, we are now at Canada Water.
Yeah, and look at how grand these are, by the way. They're so cavernous and spacious, these stations. That's
something I like about specifically Canada Water Overground Station, and that's because it was built to be with the Jubilee Line extension.
Yes, it
was. It wasn't built before it, so the architecture is exactly the same to that found on the Jubilee Line extension.
Look at the platforms here. They are practically identical, minus the platform edge doors.
Yes.
Identical to the Jubilee Line.
Yeah.
Identical.
Which is great.
It is. It's fantastic.
Anyway, we are now going to head to our next stop, which is going to be West Ham.
Yes, we are. Which is
to talk about the Jubilee Line extension stations that are above ground.
Yeah, so we will see you at West Ham.
We'll see you at West Ham. And we are here at West Ham.
We're at West Ham.
Wet Ham, lovely.
We're at West Ham. Very much, I think the live train leaves. Very much a brick theme going on here.
Yes, and this is something I know. This is something I pointed out, and it's actually the reason why, out of all the stations, right, this was the one which out of all the stations, this is the one that I personally like picked out, because you were going to go with Canning Town, but I was like, no, West Ham.
Yeah.
And
Okay, now I can
here
see
is
why.
why. Because the bricks, the actual architecture of the station itself, if you look back to our first episode on the series, it mirrors the Art Deco architecture of the 1930s.
It does. The station was completely rebuilt when the Jubilee Line came in 1999.
Yeah.
And there's kind of like two kind of areas of the station. We have this where we are here, which is where Jubilee Line, like one train is coming in now. And behind us, over here, railway DLR.
Which was the old Woolwich line on the
branch.
North Woolwich
Silver
branch of the Silverlink, yeah. Which used to have 313s,
And
my
just
beloved.
over there, where I'm pointing in that direction,
It's section 2.
is section 2, which is where you have C2C trains heading off towards Limehouse, Fenchurch Street, Shoebury-Ness, Grays, Upminster,
Southend.
and also the District and Hammersmith and City lines heading up towards Upminster, Barking, Ealing, Broadway, Richmond, and Hammersmith.
Yeah. And yes, I really like West Ham. It's got this. I really like how it seems like they intentionally, when they were building it, they intentionally mirrored the Art Deco style of the older 30s built stations. Yeah. Anyway, so we're going to head up to the other section and show you that, and then we'll head to Stratford.
Yeah, so we will see you at section 2 of West Ham Station.
At section 2! And we are here in the platforms, well, in the second section
section part of. And what I like about these ones is that these ones were rebuilt.
Yes.
As part of the Jubilee Line. As you can tell because of the lights and the kind of the brickwork.
Yes, because the architecture, again, it mirrors that.
And again,
old.
I love the train approaching. I love the blue light and the atmospheric blue light. Yeah, as the train approaches, honestly.
Yeah.
Blue light. But yeah, this bit looks nice. But I'll run this digital slide name, and I'll show you something we noticed actually.
Yeah.
Obviously, you also get C2C here.
Yes, it's not operating today, which is why which must be why we saw C2C at Stratford.
Yes, and from what we saw on the sign down there, the C2C aren't running here after 8:42, which was the last train of the evening.
Yeah.
And it seems like from 8:42 onwards, then so they're all running to the full 3 hour traffic. I wonder why that is. It's a bit odd.
I don't know, because I've never really seen, apart from in times of disruption, I've never seen C2C running to Stratford and in Liverpool Street during the week.
Yeah, on a regular basis. So there must be something going on. But yeah, once the District Line train leaves, you'll be able to see behind us are the C2C platforms.
Yes.
Which they look not like the other platforms.
Yeah, they haven't really. Well, the lift shaft is new.
Yeah.
But the rest of it they haven't touched.
Yeah, it just doesn't look like it hasn't been touched. Like the canopies look older, the kind of like stairways and everything look a bit older. The benches look older. It definitely looks unfortunately, a bit of a sorry state of repair.
Yeah.
It looks a bit sorry for itself over there.
Yeah.
I think it just could be due to Network Rail and TfL boundary potentially. But okay, we'll do the TfL section, we'll Network Rail, and then we'll leave you all alone.
Yeah. And it's a shame because it could actually be a really nice little line platform station, but the station's just in a bit of disrepair. And you see that a lot with stations on the London Tilbury and Southend Railway. It is very, very, very much in a state of disrepair.
Yeah, it's a shame GA should take it over.
Yeah, Greater Anglia really should take it over because they've done some amazing work with existing stations.
Yeah, they have.
Like some of the work they've done on I remember I did a visit to Colchester recently. Some of the work they've done there is amazing.
Yeah, they are really doing bits, and hopefully they should do the same for over here.
Yeah.
But yeah, this section, this is where the Hammersmith City Line station, Hammersmith City Line platforms are.
Yeah. Anyway.
And actually, sometimes you may occasionally see a district and train terminating here because there's a siding.
Yes, there is.
Where the trains can occasionally terminate.
Yeah. Anyway, so as this district line train leaves, we are going to leave as well, and we are going to head to the final location of this video and finish it off in Stratford.
The old Stratford. So you will see you at
Stratty.
You will see you at the Stratty place.
See you in Newham. Oh God! Right, and we are here at Stratford.
We are here at Stratford, yes, the end of the line. And again, like the other platforms on the station, they do look pretty nice, pretty similar with a kind of like nice grey, kind of concrete and steel and metal, same lights and everything. But they kind of feel like, as you mentioned off camera, just as we were coming into the station, the premium part of Stratford Station.
Yeah, whenever I'm going on the JLE and I'm going into London, it almost feels like I'm about to get on a high-speed train, something like an ICE or something. It feels like an ICE, like a dedicated ICE terminus station. It does,
yeah. They are really nice. They've got some clean little space as well, and there's 3 of them. So there's always a train guaranteed to be here, so you never have to wait here for a train very long.
Yeah, and the turnarounds are very quick as well.
They are as well, they are.
Yeah. So something I want to mention, and this is relating to the very first part of the series, is comparing this terminus to that of Stanmore. Now, Stratford is very different to Stanmore. Stanmore very much feels like, I think it was High Barnet.
Yes.
It feels very much like High Barnet. It has the exact same feel to it.
And Watford on the Metropolitan line, because they had the exact
same Watford,
building. But by I think it was someone Clark, C.W. Clark, I think, who designed the buildings on the both Watford and Stanmore.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's just a little note that the terminuses are completely different.
Completely different, but both have 3 platforms.
Yes.
And I believe are one of only a couple of stations that actually have 3 platforms at the terminus.
Well, for the tube. Yeah. For the tube, yeah.
For the tube, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, we are now going to head home because it's like 11 o'clock at night.
No, it's almost midnight, actually.
Oh, God.
It's 1:45 to midnight. So,
God,
in 15 minutes, it'll be Thursday. We record this on a Wednesday. So yeah, we've been at this pretty much all of the afternoon.
Yeah.
So yeah, we will leave you here just outside the platforms at Stratford on the Jubilee Line. We're heading off into the main concourse.
Yep.
So we hope you enjoyed this little mini series that we've run on the channel.
Yeah. It's definitely been one of our favourite series / videos for the Transport Show to film.
Oh yeah, it has. We've really enjoyed it.
So, well, we haven't said this series, but I've been Willow.
And I have been Ewan.
And we will see you next week.
We'll see you next week.
Okay, thanks. Bye. Big up Isambard Kingston Brunel. What a lad.
Yeah,
top shagger.
It's